into it.
So your contention is that she went into a therapy session and talked and didn't tell you exactly what she said. It's that time of the week again, and I am so excited because we are going to watch some marriages fail. I mean, I shouldn't be that excited about that, but what can I say? They are setting it up for that. The experts are setting it up for failure. We've been talking about this for weeks. You know it's true. I know it's true. It makes good TV. Doesn't bode well for love, but hey, here we are. So we have Michael and Chloe, who are destined to fail, Emily and Brennan, who are just a train wreck in and of itself, but Emily showed a little bit of true colors, I'm not going to lie, and that part was interesting. Austin and Becca, Austin is looking for a distraction, if you know what I mean, and the only real couple that actually looks like a married couple is Cameron and Claire, and they are broken up. Can you believe that? My God, but here we are. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. We are on a race to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be looking at a live show weekly. I'm excited for that. Make sure you check out 90 Day Fiancé. I'm posting on Monday. Let's get that in the algorithm. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you hit the bell so you get all the notifications when new videos come out, because we got some other on Saturday as well. Check it out. I appreciate the support. I do not take it for granted. We are climbing up. Thank you so much. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see. First, we have Michael and Chloe. Quick check-in with them because nothing has really happened yet. They're just getting ready for their marriages. And it looks like it's destined to fail. Potentially. Michael's kind of out there. You know, he's a little... he's not the most manly man. He kind of goes to the beat of his own drum, if you will. Cares about fashion. I cannot relate to that. I don't give a damn about fashion. And hey, you know what? He, on the other hand, though, could potentially be a nice guy. Maybe. I don't know. We will see. Let's see where we're at with him. Now, Michael came in as telling everyone because for some reason he's still lingering around and can come and just hang out with everyone. But, you know, that was all planned. He walked in wearing the crown, which, time to retire the crown, which was a silly gift to begin with. But he's telling everyone about the wedding and inviting them to it. But it doesn't exactly start on a good note.
Be very honored if you guys would be in attendance to support me and
in my pink suit. Oh, that's so sweet. That is not a good way to start it.
We'll be there.
All right.
For sure.
all right, perfect.
So, Emily and Brennan, not Emily and Brennan, my gosh. Whew, getting my couples mixed up, my crazy couples. Austin and Becca are going to be out of town. I guess, oh yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but we got grandma plans. But, I mean, you know, how close are you really to these people anyway? So I don't think they really minded. But it's not starting out on a good note that one of the experts, they formulate everything for the show. Everything is done for the show. They could have planned this. You know damn well that probably a certain couple not being there was planned. It just was. Everything... Call me a conspiracy theorist with the show. Everything is fabricated. Everything is, it's like the universe being built. It's creationism. and the experts are creating this universe to see the madness unfold. God, sound like some crazy conspiracy theorist. But that's all good because I'm not wrong. They really do some crazy stuff up in here. But that's where we're at with them. Not a whole lot going on. We'll see as it plays out. It doesn't look positive. It showed clips in the future, and it looks like she might be getting cold feet. Maybe it happens to him again. I don't know. Either way, look, the guy seems like a nice guy. Like I said, he's, as far as I can see, seems like a nice guy. So if it happens to him again, it would suck. I'd feel bad for him. I don't know much about Chloe, except that for some reason they were able to get the governor of Michigan on here. It's a little weird. Either way, we'll see what happens. To be determined. To be determined. Moving on. Becca and Austin have been having some issues, and Austin's finally opening up about his intimacy issues. Now, to begin with, he started out wanting to be a little slow, kind of getting to know her, it's all good, but things have developed into a little something more. Now, they still have the issues of having to get on the same page with some of their beliefs, or not on the same page, but have some compromise on both ends. It would be both of them that would have to compromise when it comes to raising kids and all those things deep down in the future. But right now, it's a little bit of a different issue. And Austin's opening up a little bit to what he's kind of feeling about that because she's pushing for more intimacy, sex, all these things, and he's kind of like, at first he was like taking it slow, and now it's like he's got a little bit of a block, a little bit.
Get in your head very easily.
He shouldn't be.
Dude,
he shouldn't listen to Brennan,
like,
but you know.
It like started out as like a little thing.
Don't listen to Brennan, my
it
man.
Just like grew and grew and grew because like you had to talk about it like constantly over and over.
You know what he's doing? He's a guy that's having a little trouble down there, and he's looking for an excuse. But what maybe isn't realized is he's getting all up in his head, and that just makes the problem worse. So, I don't know, maybe he's out of his blue pills. I don't know. But either way, he's got a problem with being in his head, which can cause... I can't even begin to explain how much your mentality and how much your thinking into things can cause problems in many aspects of life. That's just the reality of it. So, if he's getting in his head about, is it going to be good? Is she going to be happy? Am I going to be happy? Is it going to work out right? You know, all these things we're talking about, yeah, it can be a problem. So, having it been more of a natural thing to begin with might have been the thing. Now, I get it. You know, you are married. If you believe in marriage, if you believe in the tenets of marriage, you can do what you want at this point. You're not like waiting for marriage, if you will. But you still just met each other, so it is a tough situation. But there's a lot to be said about getting in your head, and he is clearly in his damn head.
About it, and then it seemed like that's all we did was talk about it. I think like the pressure
over and over
built, and like
he's admitting it
in my head about it, and now I'm like questioning myself because a spotlight
Yes.
has been shown on this. Like now I'm in my head about it,
which is hard because I don't want to.
100%.
Like, that's what it has felt like. Is that like a favor to me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. Like what he's doing is he's trying to make you happy, but yet he's in his head. But yet it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because he's in more and more in his head. And now you're starting to feel like he's just trying to make you happy when he's trying to do what you want. It's one of those things where communication is important. I think this opens up a lot of doors when he's actually saying how he feels about it. But either way, it's got to kind of happen naturally, that's for sure. And now you're in a kind of a funk of, will it happen naturally? I'm sure it would be better without the cameras in front. That's probably a big deal. But right now, Brennan got to find a way. Brennan, good Lord, why am I using them interchangeably? My God, not the douchebag, not that douchebag. Austin needs to find a way to get out of his head. That is for sure, 100%. We'll see. You know, she's been a little pushy for sure. And maybe she shouldn't have been as pushy about, let's talk about, because I'm sure it's getting in his head. But of course, they have to figure out a way forward if this is going to work at all. And they have some issues. You know, they have some issues that are more deep moral issues, what they believe, and now these intimacy. There's a lot of stuff going on there. I think they have potential. They have potential. But I'm still not confident. And I'm still not confident any of these couples are going to walk out together. We'll see. We'll see. Now, Claire and Cameron, funny enough, are the ones that are acting most like a married couple. The one that just ended their relationship. What the holy hell kind of upside down universe are we living in that the ones that just decide to end their relationship are the ones that are actually acting like a married couple? So, Cameron's having some medical issues. Let's see where he's at.
For an operation. Some forms of afibrillation and other
having that heart flutter, you know, all that going on.
You can kind of get by with just medication, whereas
Perhaps.
This one, unfortunately, you know, I really just don't have a choice. I have to get the procedure.
Yes, he has to get the procedure. Okay, so he's there getting it. He goes on to say that he doesn't feel like he needs to tell Claire right now. Now, they're not together. He doesn't need to tell her anything. But the fact that he's even thinking about it, and it goes more to why he didn't tell her later when she talks about it, but just the fact that he's even thinking about her when it comes to this, that's married couple stuff, man. Let's see what she had to say.
Him, and he let me know that he's doing okay.
Do it
so
over.
I'm feeling
Look.
super relieved. You know,
He let her
thinking
know.
about him, it was weighing on me a lot, and it was affecting me because I was super concerned.
This is
super
married
worried,
couple stuff.
as I tend to do.
This is what a wife thinks of her
anyway,
husband.
You know, I asked it how he wants
This is what
me
a
to
husband
support
thinks
him
of her
during
man.
surgery, and he was like, you know, because you do tend to worry a little bit.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, you're right.
This is what husbands and wives say about each other. Look, how can I support you? Well, you do tend to worry a little bit, but I appreciate, thank you so much. He didn't want to tell her because of that, but it did go okay. This is like communication of a couple that's been together for 10 years. This is what it is. I'm worried about you. Let me take care of it. I don't want you there because I don't want you to worry, but I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get better. Calls after, I'm okay. And she's like, I'm so relieved. This is like an everyday life of a decade-long couple that have been married. And they're the ones that aren't together. That's the stuff. This is the crazy part after the fact. Like, she was a little standoffish and everything. She was kind of putting on that therapist hat, which, it is what it is. But now I think she's having that kind of, I don't know if it's regret or if she's just realizing that what she had might have been a good thing. He might be realizing that what he had might have been a good thing, and they both might have ended it too early because now they're acting like the married couple that they were. It's crazy. I mean, they actually might have had a shot if they stayed together. Maybe they rekindle it later. I don't know. I doubt it. It usually doesn't happen. But they might have a shot. They're the ones acting like a married couple. What the holy hell again, are we in the Upside Down? I don't know. I only watched the first season of Stranger Things. But where are we at right now? Because this is insane and backwards. And oh, by the way, maybe they were one that the experts actually tried to match right, and they just were, had more jitters than anything because they just met each other. I don't know. Either way, it's interesting to see this play out as a couple, and the others are just like high school kids fighting. It's ridiculous. To Emily and Brennan. Now, they are having the same issues. Brennan is a controlling mother, and Emily is kind of just like going along to get along. Now, interesting thing about Emily, because she kind of, now I haven't watched typically the after show as much, but I did catch a clip, and I'm going to play it because she showed a little bit more of maybe that she can be a little difficult too, even though Brennan's still a douche. Brennan's a douche. Brennan has no business being on the show. Neither one of them had any, I was nervous about her to begin with because never having a boyfriend, only one night stands, very few dates, but I grew to see she was not so much the problem, but she still has some issues, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, they decided to write letters to their former selves. Hers was a little more in-depth, talking about kind of daddy issues, which kind of says a lot. She talks about her dad a lot. Clearly, maybe that's why she hasn't had a relationship, because she doesn't trust guys. I mean, it is what it is, but it's nothing major. It's like, my dad pushed me really hard, poor me, my dad pushed me really hard. So that kind of stuff, I'm like, I think kids could do well sometimes these days to be pushed a little bit harder, but, that's her past, whatever. We're not going to delve into that. But Brennan decided to write a letter, and let's just say it's not super, it's a little surface. It's a little surface.
Dear Brennan, you're probably feeling a lot of pressure right now.
Are you,
You're a
Brennan?
teenager going through school and always thinking about the future. Even at your age,
Are
that's
you?
always on the forefront of our minds.
The
Because we
future.
like to have a plan and know exactly where we're heading.
Future.
You've always been a risk taker. Don't worry about letting anyone down. It's okay to make mistakes. The people that matter aren't going anywhere. Mom and Dad love you very much.
That's it.
They have a funny way of showing it sometimes.
What do they do?
But at the end of the day,
They have a funny way of showing it sometimes.
they're always here for you.
Always.
Don't be in a rush to grow up, because if you blink, it's all over and your childhood is done. Be proud of who you are.
This is like a generic letter.
Okay.
I love that.
And why does she even give praise for that? Like, you don't need to look to the future so much. Mom and Dad have a funny way of showing it. You don't have to grow up so fast. I'm like, it's not, it's so surface level. Like, I mean, maybe this fool had a crazy traumatic childhood that he's not revealing, and he's like, grew up in Mother Russia and had to fight a bear. In Mother Russia, you'll fight a bear for breakfast. Like, maybe it's some crazy crap like that we're not being revealed to. Either way, his letter was pointless. It was like, I'm just going to write a few words down and try to appease you. I mean, when he finished writing, he threw the pen down like, yeah, I finished that. Yes, I did. God, man, this guy gives me hours of entertainment, man. That's all I know.
that I am giving it my all and doing things differently.
I could get lunch with my friend, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to have a romantic relationship with, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, I just feel like be flirtatious,
I'm not trying to have a relationship with you,
fun,
Brennan.
be easygoing. Don't make these things chores.
Exactly. So his friend tells him what he needs to hear, which is stop making this stuff chores. Don't make it more complicated. I can have I can have lunch with you, Brennan. You're my friend, and I'm not trying to, date you. Like, his friend is telling him, maybe you need to try a little bit harder. So is he going to listen to his friend? Probably not. I mean, he should just leave now if you don't like the girl. I mean, what's the point of this going forward except he's trying to look good for the cameras or something? Something stupid like that? I don't know. The fool's an idiot. He's an idiot. An idiot.
Here's when everything went backwards again, and then
what
went
backwards?
There was more pushback from your recommendations. He was focusing on a few of the negatives.
I know we agreed to do his exercises, but the touching one seemed a little odd to me.
God, they show this crap again.
To, touch.
So he does not like to be able to be told what to do. He doesn't like to have anything put out there, even though it's on camera, even though it's on camera for all to see. He said numerous times he doesn't want the negative put out on the camera, and supposedly he's saying that behind the scenes. Either way, he's misrepresenting everything. I talked about this before. She said, dress down as much as you're comfortable. Basically, get naked and touch each other. And he took it as, boop, 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 like you'd boop a child. Like, what the hell, Brennan? God, man. Do you have the brain of a 5-year-old? I don't know, but holy crap.
From your perspective. Because he doesn't want to?
Because he doesn't want to do it. Oh, he's not going to take this well.
I feel like...
Look at him.
Hold on.
Shift gears.
Can we please, for the love of God, not talk about feelings?
I'm sorry, it's just not going to be productive.
Like, you know what the sad part is? He doesn't want to talk about feelings, but yet he always wants to talk about feelings and his feelings.
I don't know where she's going, so no, I don't know.
She's asking you to ask me the question you already know the answer to.
This fool does not want to discuss anything in the past, yet they're in a therapy session. The nature of therapy is to discuss things in the past. Now, maybe he's doing it out of obligation because you signed a contract with the show, which I'm sure you did. But either way, you didn't know what this was going in. You didn't do a little bit of research when you signed up for it. You're on season 17, Brennan. My God, you could not be that dumb. Come on, bro, Chacho. Get with the program.
Defensive comments, actions.
Defensive comments and actions.
Brennan is a little reactive off camera, which isn't seen because it's not what he wants people to see. I think that side of him and just any sort of negative connotation around him, his actions, his behavior.
He doesn't want to be perceived badly. He doesn't want to be perceived bad. So naturally, he's trying to minimize that and put what little bit he can on camera. That's pretty clear. He said it himself. He said it himself about not wanting to have this negative view on camera. So he's been open with it. He's just, I guess, more open with you off camera. Either way, the guy is not genuine. He's not showing his truth. He's not showing his truth. God, I hate that statement. He's not showing his genuine self, what he really is. And quite frankly, I mean, I think we have enough to know what he really is, who he really is, but I guess it only can get worse.
To rebuild trust.
What did I do to break?
Yeah, what did she do to break the trust?
Hold on. Let him say that part first.
When we say we're going to do things, then we actually do them.
Oh my God, what the hell did she do, man?
Our plan was to go into this. I understand she asked. I get all that, but we didn't have to dive so deeply into it.
So your contention is that she went into a therapy session and talked and didn't tell you exactly what she said.
They're going to do it, that they stick to it. How then in that scenario?
How the hell does that work? He wanted you to run it through him what you were going to say in a therapy session. How does that work? We had a plan, and she diverted from the plan. So we had a script lined up right ahead of time. A good script. I wrote it. You were supposed to read from it. This was your part. And what is he, Andrew Lloyd Webber? my God, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But you know what? I will say, look, Brennan has no business being on the show. But we do need to look at Emily a little bit, showing her true colors a little bit on the after show. So I caught this clip, and it's interesting to me. So let's see what happened.
But he doesn't want to go.
She getting a little defensive on this.
Anything. No, I hear all of that. She also said though, like he had fun.
She's trying to hit all the points. What happened before soccer?
He literally was screaming at me, and then I had.
Why didn't you say that at the soccer game? This is why I don't know how true this is.
Because I said something too that he didn't like.
What'd you say?
So it's just the vicious cycle.
But what did you
Just
say?
asking a simple question.
What did you say?
Nothing. I said something that morning.
What do you mean you said nothing?
And then he lied about it. He was gaslighting.
What the hell?
So this is the thing. This is the thing.
So look, she's trying to get a question out.
I think you're like,
she's getting defensive.
He's getting nowhere for like what we just observed.
Look,
no. Do you have a different question?
Look at her face.
Like.
Look at her. She is getting extremely defensive. So this is the problem. Like, I have no doubt it was very difficult being with Brennan. Clearly, they're not together. There's no way they're together when she's, there's just no way. And I didn't think they would be anyway. But now she's doing the same thing she said he did and she had a problem with, which is getting defensive when speaking on a subject. And, Keisha Knight Pullman even goes on to say, I'm just trying to talk from the viewer's perspective so they can understand what happens. She even goes on to explain it. She's like, do you have another question? Why are we talking about this? You saw the clip. That's exactly what he did. So I don't know what it is, but you doing the same thing that he's doing is not helping your cause. Lady, everyone saw that he was... I don't think you're going to get anyone out there that's like, poor Brennan. It's just not going to happen. But you getting defensive on it right now is not helping either, because guess what? As you stated, you are on a TV show. You have to be acknowledging, or you have to acknowledge that. I understand their emotions. I get it. But come on. Don't do the same crap you hated that he did. Because why? Because you're getting a little defensive because of a question. I get it. It was tough. I get it. But acknowledge where you're at. Acknowledge what you're doing. And acknowledge that you need to not be hypocritical of the same things you did. But like I said, neither one of them were going to make it. They were not meant to be. They both had their issues. Clearly, she's the better one in the relationship, but either way, break it off, end it now, get it over with. My God. Whew. Tough week on Married at First Sight. But thank you for joining me. Make sure you check out 90 Day Fiancé on Mondays at 6, Smothered on Saturdays. Let's get them in the algorithm. Comment, like, subscribe. Do all those things. Hit the thumb up. Whatever you got to do, we'll get in the algorithm so we can send them up. We're racing to 1,000 so we can get a live show going on. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all next week.